Hey folks, Jeffrey Clarecoper here from VaporForce. If you're watching this video from our website, I'd like to thank you for visiting us. If you're watching this video from YouTube, I'd also like to thank you and also encourage you to visit us at our website at www.vaporforce.us. Now today is for the newbies, the people who are brand new to vaping. You just got your system in the mail and you're looking at it, you're excited, but how does it work? How do you put it all together and get your juice going? That's what I'm going to show you. It's really easy. We're going to get that done here today. Let me run through what you're going to need and point out just a few things of what the pieces are so you can get used to it. You're going to need a Kleenex. Don't want to put any juice in your lap. First thing here, this is your drip tip, or the mouthpiece if you will. The next part you're going to see is a little silver tube. This is called a cartomizer. This is basically your heating element. This is what you put your juice into. It's got batting on the inside, or like a sponge. It's what soaks up and holds your juice. And our cartomizers that we use come pre-punched. So you can put them in a tank. If you want to carry more stuff, you use a backpack. That's essentially what a tank is. So as you're vaping out of your cartomizer, as you vape out of this, it will refill itself from the tank, therefore allowing you to vape for a day or maybe even 2 days without having to fiddle with it or refill anything. It's just good to go. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to prime your cartomizer for the first time. You only have to do this once, okay? So what we want to do is grab your Kleenex and go ahead and set it down on the desk or wherever you're at, and set the bottom end, the flange or the screw end of your cartomizer down flat. And then what you want to do is grab your juice and you want to give it a good shake. The nicotine will float to the bottom, so you want to make sure that it's evenly mixed throughout the juice. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to put 30 drops into the top of your cartomizer. So just drip them in one by one. I'll do this here with you for a minute, so if you want to follow along. Just a full 30 drops. If the level gets a little high, just let it soak in for a minute. Once you've got your 30 drops, there we go. Just give it a few seconds to soak into the batting on the inside, and once it's all the way soaked in, what you're going to do is I want you to just blow on the top of the cartomizer. Just blow straight through it pretty lightly. You don't have to do it too hard. It's just to get the extra 1 or 2 or 3 drops out of the cartomizer so that it doesn't gurgle at you when you go to use it. So just lightly blow. You probably only get 1 or 2 or 3 drops. That's fine. Wipe off the screw end. Clean it up. Here's what we're going to do next. Your tank has obviously 2 sides. Each has a hole. On one side it'll just be a single hole, but on the other side you're going to notice a hole with a little bit of extra space around the outside. That's meant to fit the flange on your cartomizer. So the side with the extra space, that's the bottom. So go ahead and put your cartomizer into the bottom and just gently slide it into the hole. And you only want to get it maybe a little bit more than 3/4 the way up. That'll allow you to fill your tank with juice. So you see that? Now what we want to do is take your juice, and the rule of thumb that I like to think about is that water follows a trail. Just like water in a shower. When it runs along the wall, it'll just keep following. So what we want to do is we want to get your juice started along the wall of your tank. I'll do this nice and slow for you so you can see. And once that trail is running along the wall, you can just bring it straight up and it'll follow along. And I recommend that you only fill your tank maybe a little bit more than 3/4 the way full. You don't ever want to fill it all the way to the top. You want to see a little bit of space there. And then very important, you want to hold this seal. You don't want to push that off or pop it off. So hold the seal and just gently push the cartomizer the rest of the way through. So if you can see that now, it's all the way in and through, and this here is a sealed unit. Won't leak, won't spill. You see that okay? Then what you do, you can clean it up a little bit if you'd like, is we want to take your drip tip or your mouthpiece and just gently pop it onto the top. Sometimes you might have to twist a little bit, so I always kind of hold the bottom so you don't push the cartomizer out. But just kind of get it on there nice and tight. There you go, that's complete. And you're done. What you do from there is take whatever battery or system that you're using and go ahead and just screw the tank right on there. You don't have to crank on it, just nice and snug, and you're ready to go. So now perfect. Absolutely phenomenal hit. So there you go, you're ready to vape. The last point that I'd like to say is on your system, when you are wanting to take the tank off or refill it or whatever you want to do, make sure that when you're twisting, don't ever pull on the tank. It's a good rule of thumb. Just don't ever pull on the tank, because it could pop off and then you'll dump your juice. Here at VaporForce, we don't like to consider people true vape heads until you've dumped at least one tank of juice in your lap. Everybody does it. Don't feel bad. But rule of thumb, just never pull on that tank. Easy on, easy off. Take you a day or so to get used to it. But other than that, perfect. Wonderful. You're ready to go. Thanks for watching.